Hello.
And welcome to
Let the Girls Play. I'm Kelsey Bailey.
I'm Amelia Bain.
And we're here to talk about women's basketball, WNBA and beyond. And boy, oh boy, it has been a freaking week for the WNBA.
We had to get straight to the WNBA news because it has been full. This week has been full of shocking developments in the free agency and trade off-season period.
February 1st, when those contracts are getting signed, it was a barrage of news, and it's still going, and there's still people that we're wondering about.
This is a good time to get into the WNBA as a new fan because no one knows what's going on. These coaches are all in new places. Some of the coaches are new. The rosters are, I don't know who's on the Mystics. I couldn't tell you who's on the Connecticut Sun except for a few people. You could be as familiar with some of these rosters as me, as Kelsey. People who obsessively talk about the WNBA. So get in now. It's a great time.
It's a great time. Everything's forming, and you can be there you could watch the Connecticut Sun in what can only be described as an absolute devastating rebuilding year. Let's talk about the Connecticut Sun, because remember their starting five? They're all gone now.
If you bought a jersey last year for anyone on the Connecticut Sun, I'm so sorry because they're most likely gone.
It's vintage
they
now.
Were either traded to Chicago during their season or they're gone, either traded or signed somewhere else in free agency during this offseason.
Signed in some absolutely shocking locations in free agency.
Yes.
But let's get into it because there's a lot that was happening. Overall, Connecticut Sun, we know Alyssa Thomas is going to Phoenix. And we know in Alyssa Thomas going to Phoenix, Ty Harris also initially left for Phoenix. And then through a crazy trade, she got traded to Dallas. So that's Alyssa Thomas gone, Ty Harris eventually to Dallas.
And Ty Harris used to play in Dallas.
Yes.
And so Enrique seems happy to have that reunion.
Yes.
And when Enrique is happy,
we're happy. When Enrique is happy, we are happy. There's another shirt. Breezy, gone.
Gone. Bye-bye.
She said, bye-bye, I'm going to Atlanta.
I've been cold too long. I need to go to Atlanta. I'm excited for her.
She's going to do great there.
Really, because she was the last one, except for maybe Dejanay, she was the last one of that starting five to leave, to announce, I'm out of here, I think.
And speaking of Dejanay, also leaving. And going to, where else? Dallas. Our short king, Kurt Miller, is really making moves down there in Dallas.
He said, Satu, you don't want to be here? That's great. I have several people that do want to be here. You get out of here.
You get out of here. Come on to Dallas. So we have Dejanay in Dallas. And guess who else is going to Dallas? Dejanay's girlfriend, Nalissa Smith.
/ maybe fiance. There was a ring. We don't know. Dejanay's love interest / partner, Nalissa Smith.
Here's what I do know. They fell in love in Texas when they were both at Baylor together, and now they're going to be in Dallas playing together.
I hadn't really thought about that, Kelsey. That's beautiful.
Texas is love, baby.
Texas forever.
Texas. You know I'm always saying Texas forever. A very exciting rebuilding year for Dallas. Next we have DeWanna Bonner, DB, who truly I was incredibly surprised to learn she's following Steph White to Indiana. She said, Steph White, I'll follow you to the edge of the earth. And that edge of the earth is Indiana.
I was surprised, but then when I thought about it, it's not surprising. It seems like she and Coach White had a good thing going. It's not crazy to me that she would move to Indiana. Also, Indiana has an exciting young core. And now they're surrounding that young core with these experienced players. I'm going to be pretty excited to watch Indiana play this season.
Look out, because guess who else is going to Indiana? Natasha Howard. Also a homecoming for her, the first team she was drafted to, returning home. Very exciting. Indiana.
So exciting.
Here we go.
I might have to go to, what's it called? The Gaines.
You better learn.
I might have to go to that.
Gainbridge Fieldhouse.
I might have to go to the Gainbridge Fieldhouse. I might have to get in there if I can afford it. Hello.
Good luck.
But anyway, I might have to get in there and see what's going on.
Get in there. Mix it up. see what's going on.
Can we talk about another player who's going back home?
A
Who's
return
going
to form.
back to a return to the city that drafted her? Tina Charles, heading back to Connecticut.
Heading back to Connecticut. We're all worried about Connecticut because what the hell is going to be going on, but I feel a little bit better now.
She's going to do what we know she can do, which is be that veteran leader on a team, and also maybe have a meal at Michael Jordan's Steakhouse from time to time.
See you over some blue cheese fondue, Tina Charles. We love you. We hope you get your Skinny Pop sponsorship now that she's in Connecticut. So yes, Tina Charles going to Connecticut. Also going to Connecticut in that trade that we were talking about. It was a multi-team trade that got Dejanay to Dallas. We said Nalissa Smith is going, Ty Harris is going, the rights to Kiki Herbert Harrigan is going to Dallas, and the number 12 draft pick. And in return for that, JC Sheldon, the rookie last year, the bounciest little rookie that you'll ever see in your life, is going to Connecticut along with the number 8 draft pick. So feeling confident that Connecticut can find a way. Life will find a way in Connecticut. And I'm really hoping, because the new head coach of Connecticut is the former Belgian national team, maybe they'll get Emma Miesemann to come back to the league.
Relationships, I think, are sometimes the things that bring, these international players here.
Yeah.
I know that WNBA champion Leonie Fiebich, one of the reasons that she came to play in the U.S. was because of Niara Sabali and her relationship with her on that German national team. Shout out to the Sabalis.
Yeah, shout out to the Sabalis. Good luck in Phoenix, Satu. You're going to be great. But yes, so maybe Emma Miesemann to Connecticut. That could be a really nice little surprise, and I think would get a lot of confidence for a lot of Sun fans who might be feeling a little down in the dumps right now. Continuing in that sort of multi-team trade, we just said Satu is going to Phoenix. We thought she was going to come to New York and take away our Benijah Laney Hamilton. Not happening. Thank you to the Lord up above.
Thank you, God, and thank you, Jonathan Kolb. Is that his name?
Yeah, I don't think we need to be thanking him yet, because this week is not over, and I'm sure he's going to be doing something. But also, Satu Sabali, Kalani Brown, and Sevgi Uzin to Phoenix. And out of Phoenix, heading to Indiana, which I think feels like the most perfect fit. Sophie Cunningham to Indiana, along with Jaylen Brown from the Dallas Wings, along with the 19th draft pick. I'm not going to go into too much, but it seems like Sophie Cunningham is going to do just fine.
Indiana, you're getting a real shit talker. You're getting a wild card. You're getting what you're getting. Speaking of homecomings, we have another big one. We're saying goodbye to our best friend, Courtney Vandersloot, who is heading back to Chicago, where she won a championship. You set all kinds of records.
Where her wife is from.
Yes, it's a good situation for Sloot.
And that team needs some veteran leadership, I think. They have Elizabeth Williams, which is very exciting for her to be healthy and playing again this season. But yeah, congratulations to Sloot. We're going to miss you a lot. Choosing not to take it personally. We always salute our general. And also joining Sloot at the Chicago Sky is Kia Nurse from the Los Angeles Sparks.
That's a good get.
I think that's very exciting. Excited to see her in Chicago, and excited to see who the Sparks get. I feel like there's some teams that we have not heard too much from. I mean, aside from like the Kelsey Plum thing, which was huge, but I do think there's some teams that I'm waiting to be like, okay, what are they planning? Something has to happen.
Something else is going to happen in LA. Oh my God. Okay, but just LA, I do think they're going to get another big free agent. I don't know who. But yeah, the Mystics, what are they up to?
Haven't heard a peep.
The Valkyries, what are they up to?
Haven't heard a peep. Still waiting on some things from Seattle, other than the Jewel Lloyd trade. Still waiting for some things from.
I'm still waiting on Vegas to do a little bit more.
Something. And I think the Mystics. We had one Shatori Walker-Kimbrough, our short queen of the week, also going to Atlanta. Very exciting for her to be reunited with Brianna Jones, who they both played together at Maryland. So excited for that. And honestly, ATL is going to be a problem this year.
It's going to be a problem. I am excited for my friends. When good things happen to good people, you got to say cheers.
It's going to be an Atlanta summer in Atlanta.
In Atlanta. And I'm going to make a seasonal tea
for every season
to go along with. Yeah, because of course we have our...
It's going to be an Atlanta winter in Miami. Maybe you saw Mima sitting courtside in that T-shirt throughout the Unrivaled games this past weekend.
I was wearing that shirt, but I will be making a summer one because it sure is. I'm going to have to add some more faces to it.
Yeah, because the logic is crystal clear and everybody gets it.
And everybody gets it and everybody saw it and they were like, why didn't I make that shirt? That's how I think.
Yeah, only
That's
in Miami?
My brain works.
Okay. Yeah. So what else happened in these trades? Let me check to see if there's anything else that we haven't covered. So we had some waves. Some players get waived from their teams. Letitia Amir from Atlanta, Grace Berger from Indiana, Zaya Cook from the Sparks, and Victoria Saxton from Indiana as well. So hoping that they find somewhere to land. And thank you for your service. And I'm still waiting to see if Elena Deladon. I'm going to mention her every week until tip off of the first game.
She's busy. She has so many businesses. She has a Great Dane.
I can't let her go.
I just can't quit you.
I just can't quit you, Elena Deladon Designs, Deladon Wine. Big things happening in the WNBA. This is just truly the tip of the iceberg. There's probably even more things happening that did not come up in my Twitter feed or Instagram feed or on Reddit for Mima.
As we're speaking now, things are happening. And we might have to once again interrupt ourselves. That is in play as a possible move from now on.
I just know at any time okay, a trade has just happened. A trade alert has just happened as I refreshed my Instagram. I don't think this one was a surprise. I think I saw people talking about this. Beck Allen has been traded from her new team, the Connecticut Sun, to the Chicago Sky. In that trade, the Connecticut Sun received Lindsay Allen, the point guard from the Chicago Sky, and the rights to Nikolina Milic. And I do think Connecticut right now is looking like it's the little Sky, because they have Diamond DeShields. Of course, they have Marina Mabry, who played for the Sky that got traded last year. We got Lindsay Allen now. It seems like a lot of the skies are wide in Connecticut, you might say.
Yeah. And I'm going to make so many of these shirts that it's going to be Etsy's going to be flooded with these shirts.
They're not going to be able to keep up with the amount of shirts they're going to need to be printing.
We're not going to be talking about this league that much, but Athletes Unlimited is starting, I think soon. I think this week.
Shout out Athletes
in Nashville.
Unlimited.
Should shout out. And also, I was listening to somebody talk about the rules for how that league works. It is kind of cool. If your team wins, you get certain points. And so an individual player, the players are ranked. And then the next week, the top ranking players get to be the captains. And there are totally new teams, which is fun.
Yeah, that is fun.
I will probably tune in.
Yeah.
And if there's something really exciting, I will probably yap about it on the podcast.
Please yap about it. Yeah, so Athletes Unlimited kicking off in Nashville. Other exciting news that came out this week, Candace Parker, Faith Hill and her husband, whose name I can't think of at the moment.
Tim
McGraw, and some other folks from the Nashville, Tennessee area are all bidding to become the next WNBA team. So shout out Nashville. To quote my favorite Kim Mulkey impersonator on TikTok, "I'll love you till I take my last breath, Pat Summit." That's what she says.
If you haven't seen, I can't remember the username, but
I can't
those videos
either.
Are so good.
She's so.
But if you're listening to us, you've seen this video.
You've seen the Kim Mulkey impersonator. She makes me laugh. I'm always in the comments commenting on those videos from our Let the Girls Play handle. But so that's the WNBA. Hoo boy. She hefty this week. But let's talk about Unrivaled, because for as big of a week the WNBA had, Unrivaled and our personal co-host Mima had a very unrivaled week in Miami. Let's talk about it. Mima, you were on the ground. I would love your first blush impressions of being a spectator at Unrivaled.
I was in heaven. I mean, I was seated right behind the cameraman who sits basically under the basket.
Mm-hmm. The one who always gets trampled.
Yes. So I was getting trampled basically. Mm-hmm. And I just was thinking, like, I will probably never be this close to professional athletes who are so good at what they do again. So I just felt like so lucky to be there.
What was the arena like? Was there food? Was there like...
So the arena, it's a soundstage. It's
Okay.
like, I think they used to film like things for TV there.
Very
it's a
wubble. It
soundstage.
sounds like with the wubble. Yeah.
It's wubble vibes. So outside there's food trucks and like little activations.
But they have a merch store.
They have a merch store and the merch is good.
Show it off.
I had to, oh yeah. Okay. I did swear off merch this year, but my wife was cold. So she bought this sweatshirt.
And that's called a loophole, ladies and gentlemen.
And
this is
called
why
a
you get
loophole.
married.
And this is why I would say get a wife and make sure she gets cold. Tell her, don't wear a coat. You're going to be hot if you wear a sweatshirt. Don't wear a sweatshirt. And then when you get there, it's cold. The merch was good. The players were really friendly with the, especially interacting with kids. There was a little girl sitting a few seats away from me who got, she brought like a white low top Air Force One and got it signed by a bunch of players.
Oh, that's
and
cute.
they were all like really nice. And one was extra nice. Dearica Hamby.
Shout out, Mama D.
My wife and I were so excited that she was taking a picture with a kid next to us. So then she was like, I'll take a picture with you guys. So we took a picture with Mama D, who had a great game that night. The
Yeah.
Vinyl lost, but Mama D was ballin'.
Mama D was
Yeah.
ballin'. Well, I'm so happy that you were there and you can give us some firsthand accounts of some of these games, especially that Rose Laces game. We'll get to it, but let's talk about the games on Friday first, where Lisa Leslie Watch is still in effect. I did not hear on the broadcast a reason why she's not there. If they did say it, let us know in the comments what Brandon Gleason said. I know that's not his name, but from here on out. The week before, Sabrina went to Paris, and we said when she comes back, because it was bad vibes to know that she was in Paris and other people had to miss important events in their personal lives. We said she better come back and she better make it rain threes. And guess what?
Drop some threes.
She came back and she made it rain threes. 32 points in their game against the Rose.
And that's what we want to see from Sabrina. Like, sports are entertainment, and we want to see Sabrina do what she can do, which is make threes. And we're talking about what Sabrina can do. Let's also talk about something that she can't do, according to Angel Reese.
There was, as we know, we get an intimate look into the huddles, and sometimes that's great for the players, really shows off their personalities. Sometimes they get caught on that hot mic saying things. During the huddle, we heard Angel Reese talking and saying, Sabrina can't fucking guard. And as soon as that happened, I didn't know it was Angel, but I texted Amelia immediately. And I was like, someone in the huddle just said Amelia can't guard. Said Sabrina can't fucking guard. It was so funny to me.
Sabrina tweeted LOL in response to it.
Yeah, after the game, she nothing else, no like quote treats or anything of anything, just LOL.
It's all you can do.
It's all you can do. And like,
you can't make it a thing. They're all having fun down there.
I'll tell you
also,
what,
she can't.
She can't. And Angel's not the first person to say it. We were on this podcast for the past 2 seasons.
Yeah, and you know what? Angel can't make it rain threes. Sabrina can't guard or rebound. You know what? Everybody has their different lane.
The only person who can do everything is Nafisa Collier. Who's stopping the Lunar Owls? So far, nobody, because they're going
to win.
After this third week, they are hooty-hoo. They are still undefeated. They have a 5-0 record. In their game against the Laces, it was sort of a battle of the 2 undefeated teams. We saw the return of our girl J.O., 12 points in 7 minutes of playing, but despite her incredible like drive and despite Kayla McBride playing out of her damn mind, making shots that felt truly crazy and down to the wire, the Lunar Owls still come out winning. No one's stopping Fee.
They're playing with missing a player on their roster because Cam, signed knowing that she wasn't going to be able to play, and they're still crushing these other teams.
They're crushing. It is important to note they are, like you said, it's only 5 people, and some of these other teams that only have 5 people are getting relief players, and the Lunar Owls said, no, we don't need it. So let's talk about Saturday, where Lisa Leslie Watch was still, again, in effect, and we had Mima sitting courtside, and we got the Mist's first dub over Vinyl.
It was so exciting. It really felt like they weren't going to do it at the end there, and then to have them get it done, they were so cute. Like they got to like take their team picture for their first win. I mean, it seemed like there was just like a exhale for the Mist, because they have such great players. They're a good team.
Yeah.
They just need to get over that hump.
They just had to find their mojo, and I think that they are, and they're learning, and they have 2 rookies on their team, or who were rookies last season, so like also they're learning so much as well.
I gotta talk about one of the rookies. Rickea Jackson was so fun to watch live. She's amazing. She's bouncy, she's strong,
she's so fast. Yeah,
she's got it.
When she's driving to the basket, nobody can stop her. She's like Cock Hopper. Very like 2 very similar players, I would say.
So you're very lucky that you're going to get to see Rickea in person in LA so much this
Me
summer.
and all my girls just bought the ticket to the opening game against
Hell yeah.
the Minnesota Lynx.
Ooh. Get to see Fee.
Get to see
Rickea.
Get to see little stinker Kelsey Plum.
Get to see little stinker Courtney Williams.
I love Courtney Williams. Oh, and I do need to say, while I was watching the Laces Lunar Owls game that Friday, I did unlock a new WNBA crush.
Ooh.
And it's Kayla McBride.
Yeah.
I think she's cute, first of all, obviously.
Of course.
And 2, she's just a great player, and she's very fun. I know that we get a lot of content from the WNBA teams, but I feel like we're getting like true fun content from all of these Unrivaled teams, and also just the players posting each other, and just like in that content she's super fun and super supportive and really nice. So
yeah, at one point I think one of the people that does social for Unrivaled was sitting in front of me on the baseline, and I wanted to be like, keep it up, you're doing a great job,
you're giving us the good content,
because she was doing her job and I didn't want to interrupt.
She was locked in. And let's talk about this second game on Saturday, the Rose versus the Laces. I gotta know what the vibe was in that arena.
The vibe was the refs are just blowing the whistle at any contact. This was happening in the Miss Vinyl game. It continued into the Rose Laces game. The refs are, I'm going to say it, pretty bad at their job. And they're also, it's televised that they're bad at their job. So I think they're sensitive about being bad at their jobs. Like, imagine if you were bad at your job, which you've probably been bad at a job before. I have.
Absolutely.
And it was on TV and people were like mad about it. So what is happening, I think, is the refs are getting disrespected, and then they're like,
leaning into it.
You won't disrespect me. I'm gonna eject people from the game. I think that's what's happening. They're like,
they're
they can tell they're losing control, so now they're trying to like exert their control, and it's messed up. When they ejected Angel Reese, I was like,
for trash talking,
furious.
and like barely trash talking.
It was nothing. She like waved. Maybe she was like waving at either Tip or the ref, whoever.
She was waving off Tip, because her and Tip were sort of, if you watched in the broadcast, they were kind of like going back and forth. Angel was like clapping in like Tip's face, like when she had the ball.
She's guarding her.
So it was just sort of them being fishy and chippy. And is that a crime? I mean, I also think in the WNBA, I think they would allow them to get that fish and chippy.
Yeah,
there's like there's been worse confrontations between 2 players that didn't result in even a technical foul. It was just sort of like, all right. Just
break it up. Yeah. But these refs, I don't know if they've been given instructions to like come down harder on these players, but whatever is going on, it sucks.
It really sucks. It was cute to see her like sitting though, like looking out at the game, like from behind. It reminded me of when Tiara McCowan got ejected from the Wings game this year, and you could just see her back in like the tunnel, like waving at the camera, like as she like was watching the game, and they would cut to her just like watching in the tunnel, and she was like waving to the camera. But we'll say this: Angel Reese was the first ejection from Unrivaled, but she was not the last.
No, not the last at all. Before we leave these Saturday games, I do want to say, you've got it in the outline, prayers up for Jackie Young.
Prayers up for Jackie
She was
Young.
down on the court for a long time. And I hope she's okay. I hope it's just like she aggravated whatever was the injury before, and that it's not something new.
What gives me hope is that she was at Asia Wilson's jersey retirement the next day. So if she's good enough to travel, that hopefully means that she's, maybe not good enough to play at the very next game, but in good health. Let's move on to Monday's games. Out of the chaos that was the Angel Reese ejection, we had another insane game. The Mist versus the Phantom. Stewie versus Sab, which is fun because Sab wasn't there for the last time they faced the Mist. And also the return of Dejanay to the court. Thank God.
Kelsey needed that. You needed that win this week.
My girl. I needed Dejanay there. She came back in literally within the first second. She blocked a shot and then made a three. So welcome back, Dejanay. I love you so much. Not necessarily a Mist fan, but I just want everybody to be out there playing, and I can't wait for Marina Mabry to start playing for the Phantom.
It's also just nice that in just one weekend, the Mist are they're back in it.
Yeah.
They are now 2-4.
Mm-hmm. Stewie said it in her interview. She said February has been very good to the Mist. January was a hard month for them. But now February, they're getting the dubs. And they're getting the dubs, and the Phantom are getting the tees. Teed up from the bench, Natasha Cloud, and then teed up and ejected from the game, Coach Adam Harrington, in the last freaking second of the game when it was a 2-point difference in the score. The Mist were 1 point away from winning. He gets teed up and ejected.
And they win on a technical
win on a technical free throw, which even Stewie said in her interview doesn't feel great to get that be how you get the win.
That's so annoying. I'm an Adam Harrington fan now. I know that his tee caused them to lose, possibly, and I don't know what he said. Maybe he said something really offensive. Yeah. I don't know.
He said, "This is why women shouldn't play basketball."
Yeah, if he said something like that, then I'm sorry, but I'm a fan now because he was wrongfully accused and convicted of a basketball-related crime. To see him also in Sephora jail was awful. These Sephora refs continue to disappoint.
It's really crazy, but what was fun was the playfulness between Sabrina and Stewie. While Stewie was trying to make the game-winning free throw, Sabrina was booing her and trying to get her to miss the shot, which I think is fun. And also, I don't know, tee her up for that. Shouldn't you tee her up for that?
So it was nice to see Sabrina getting a little competitive.
Yeah.
Booing her friend and teammate, Breanna Stewart.
Yeah. Yeah, I do think it's interesting, I think it maybe shows the greenness of Adam Harrington as a coach in any capacity. I know he's a player's performance coach, but to then be a professional and thrown out.
Can't get teed up at the end. Yeah. Dang.
But I guess he's just like you and me, but yeah.
He's just
if I was the players, I'd be like, "Damn, coach."
They were probably going to lose that game anyway. Let's be real. And you said it again in the outline. Are the Lunar Owls unstoppable?
They had a great game against Vinyl. Kind of was an easy win for them, I would say. And once again, Skylar Diggins-Smith hit that game winner. Had a great little celly after. It's just they're unstoppable.
I hope she hits all of the game winners.
They're
from here on out.
Unstoppable. Nobody can stop them. Maybe a healthy Mist can try, but
I think maybe a healthy and mentally strong Laces could stop them.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like the Laces and Vinyl, they're in their heads.
Yeah.
And they're really they're getting in their own way.
Mm-hmm. The Laces have 2 losses in a row, which can't feel good, but I think it only means for this coming week that they're going to come out freaking swinging. Tip Hayes is going to come out swinging, get more people ejected from the game. Jo hopefully will be healthy.
Would it be fun to do little predictions?
Sure, let's do a little prediction.
These are my little predictions.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be Laces against Lunar Owls. I still think that in the finals. Only now I think Lunar Owls are going to win. And I think Rickea Jackson is going to win the one-on-one tournament.
Wow. Pretty good.
I think she could do it.
I think she could do it too. She's got the energy. Who do I have in the... I have Kayla McBride.
All right. McBuckets.
Why not?
Does
Why
Rickea
not?
Jackson have a nickname?
Kia. Key.
Kia. Key.
Yeah. That's what I hear.
Key Jack.
Yeah.
Okay.
Key Jack.
Key Jack.
Wow, what an exciting week for basketball fans.
And we didn't even talk about college basketball.
We didn't even talk about college basketball. We didn't even bring up. Shout out to Caitlin Clark getting her jersey retired. Shout out Asia Wilson getting her jersey retired, both on the same day.
Both 22s.
Both 22s, 2-2, baby.
Good
so
luck
shout out
anybody
to them.
going to a big basketball school and trying to wear the number 22. You can't. It's retired.
You can't. Apparently some things are happening over in the MNBA, but that's not our podcast. My trade that my Luka how do you say his last name?
Doncic, I think.
Doncic. My Luka Doncic trade is Tina Charles to Connecticut.
Yeah, that's the equivalent.
Yeah.
There are always posts where people are like, explain this trade in NBA terms.
Oh my God. No. How about no?
No, we won't.
I'll explain it in
Friday Night Lights
Friday
terms.
Night Lights terms. It's like voodoo leaving the high school. Wow. What a week.
Right. What a week. Well, we'll be back so soon. We have to start. I'm mostly speaking to myself. I have to start paying closer attention to college basketball because before we know it, it's going to be March Madness. And we're going to have to make some big decisions.
Get your
tickets now. We will be doing
now.
a bracket challenge again. And last year we had a cool giveaway. So we'll probably do that again.
Yeah, we did have a cool giveaway.
Speaking of giveaways, before we go, I do have an extra. It's going to be an Atlanta winner in Miami shirt. Beautiful quality. If you'd like this shirt, leave us a review and send us as proof that you left us a review of the podcast, and we will send it to you.
What size is the shirt?
The shirt is a large.
A large.
It's a large.
It's going to be an Atlanta winter in Miami t-shirt featuring Ryan Howard and Alicia Gray. And I mean, until next week, should we just do our sign off? I don't even know how to transition it in the right way.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems like everything could be a transition to this, but everyone involved with women's basketball is a hero.
Except the
Sephora refs.
Bye.